Hello, and welcome to another episode of A Thought in Progress, subtitled I Have Something to Say. You may have noticed my background's a little different. Um, I actually had to take a picture for an ID badge at work, so I figured this was kind of the best way to take a picture, and I just never put my office back so that I was, like you care. But anyway, um, I just wanted to, say that work is going well. I have a couple events coming up regarding my writing. May 9th is a ceremony to because I was a finalist in an essay contest at work, and then also May 25th I'm sharing a piece of writing at something called Voices of Einstein, which is where I work. Yeah, so I just want to let you know about that. The episode today is going to be about trauma and kind of how I believe it has kind of rewired me and rewired my brain. Um, because what happens here's the main point. So trauma happened to me at 4 years old. For a lot of people, trauma, deep, messed up trauma doesn't happen to them. So what happens, there's kind of a breakdown between the boundaries in your brain. If you do it, because what happens is, okay, you're a little kid, you might daydream some weird things happening to you, but they never happen. So they stay in the realm of fantasy or they stay in the realm of nightmare and they don't really spill over into reality. Once you have trauma that happens to a kid, namely me, then I start to realize my nightmares can happen. Um, and once we get to the place where that boundary is kind of broken down between the inner and outer realms, which is kind of what happens with trauma, um, then my brain thinks, you know, it might daydream, oh, nightmarish stuff, and then, oh wow, boom, anxiety, panic attacks because, oh, I'm thinking it could happen, and that's kind of the boundary that trauma breaks down if you go through trauma. Um, trying to think of a good analogy. Um, but since that boundary's kind of broken down, then that kind of can lead to delusions and hallucinations, and other affective mood stuff. So I think that's kind of what happened to me. Um, so I'm just working now to kind of not necessarily reinstate that boundary, but be more realistic about um, my anxieties and managing them better, um, kind of being able to get a better perspective, a more realistic perspective, and not freak out as much. Um, so I hope that makes sense. Um, yeah, it's trauma break. Like I said, trauma breaks down that boundary. So then also there's these intrusive thoughts, and then you start to think, well, if that boundary broke down between nightmare and reality, then why should my private life in my mind and my brain not spill over as well? Because the trauma spilled over into reality. Potential trauma spilled over into reality and it actually happened. Therefore, um, the boundary between my mind and reality becomes compromised. Um, yeah, and that of course that's going to lead to issues. You're gonna have trouble socializing because you don't know if fantasies or nightmarish fantasies about certain people or even good fantasies can make you anxious because you don't know where that line is drawn between your mind and reality. Um, so that's my take on how trauma can really rewire you. It certainly has. Certainly, I believe how I was rewired, and I'm still like working through and trying to figure it out, trying to get my brain back to a place where it's not freaking out all the time and it's not scared all the time. And I do a lot of work on myself. um, so I also want, I shared those events, which are definitely triumphant events for the writing thing. In my mind, they are anyway. Um, then the other day I actually was able to take a couple buses, which I don't like to do on the weekends just because of the wait times in between buses and everything. But I was able to get over to a friend's house and kind of hang with them for a while. I hadn't seen her in a while, just a friend, but I hadn't seen her in a while. Um, you know, she's got a lot of issues, and so I had kind of let her go a little bit, but then she reached out to me and said, you know what, she needs a friend right now. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Let me go hang out with her and just kind of make sure she's okay because she was going through some stuff, tough stuff. So, and that was all. She has issues with like relationships and stuff, which I do sometimes too. But anyway, but that was definitely a triumph there as well. Um, Still working on the editing for the paperback. Don't know how much longer that's going to take. Could take some time. Um, I'm a little concerned with some things at work. Um, Apparently, my boss is going through some tough home stuff with her mom who's aging. Um, yeah, so we haven't had time to really meet and talk about some outstanding calls and some needs people are having that I'm kind of feel responsible for, and I'm not able to kind of help them the way I want to, because my boss has kind of been a little bit um, unavailable with the stuff that she's going through. But that just goes to show you that everybody deals with stuff, and we're all human with limitations, and we can only do so much. So yeah, just help me pray for people in need with mental health issues, um, because I don't feel like I'm doing what I need to do to help them right now. Um, then the other important piece that I kind of realized the other day at work, I was working and I was talking to a coworker, about because she was like, yeah, I'm gonna, I need to go meet with us and so and do this, that, and the other. Are you just out of curiosity? She was like, do you have anyone else you need to meet with? Because it was towards the end of the day, and I was just like, you know what? My cup's kind of empty right now, and I don't see a way for me to kind of fill up and pour into someone else's cup. So that's an interesting analogy. Um, but I think that's a positive because I'm trying to make more of an effort that's sustainable these days, and not burn myself out. Um, I think that's working because I really haven't needed to take too much time off, just an hour here, an hour or two here and there for sick time in the morning when I need an little extra sleep. So that's a positive. And then I'll have. It looks like I'm gonna have enough PTO to kind of, um, yeah, to kind of get a vacation in the middle of May, which I had been planning on. So that's looking good. Um, Yeah, so please leave any comments if you have any questions about what I was saying about the trauma and how it compromises kind of the boundary between self and reality, mind and reality, and how because of that traumatic event, it kind of spills over from what could happen to what actually happens, and then kind of messes everything up with the self and their relationship to the world. Please, yeah, comment on that, like the video, check out my other videos. I do other videos on realms. That one would be a good addition to this video to check out, just to kind of and you know what, these videos aren't like psychological truth or they're kind of just my take on it and my personal experience. So don't take them too seriously. Don't take them. I mean, like I don't have the answers. I just have the perspective, if you will. So, and you know what? I don't think any of us have the answers. We all just have a different perspective, and it's good to share that and be vulnerable, which is kind of what uh, I'm trying to do with this channel. So, yeah, please check out my other videos. Please check out my books, JasonTapscott.com. I also have a an author's page on Facebook. I think it's at official Jason Tapscott or something like that. So check that out too. I hope you're well. Have a good day.